Hello and welcome to my studio. Today I am going to show you a very simple, very neat trick to mix a range of greens from a single tube green, ready-made green, making mixes that will cover all parts of your foliage, whether you're trying to paint greens in the shadows, in the light, in the mid-tones, in places where the green is more vivid or is more muted, all done from just one single tube green or pan green, ready-made green, which is going to be modified by other colors that you will already be using in your painting. So let's start with the pure green. For the purpose of the video, I have chosen Hooker's Green by Daniel Smith. And it's this green. And as you can see on its own, it's a little bit bright if you're trying to do some foliage. If you compare to the foliage that I'm doing at the moment on this rose, it's a bit bright, a bit too saturated. Now, how can I turn this green into a range of greens that will suit the painting in all different parts without actually adding a whole plethora of colors that are going to look unnatural and that won't match anything else in the painting? The answer is in three primary colors: a yellow, a red and a blue. Chances are you are already using three primary colors in your paintings in other areas, and if you're using my harmonic shadows method, you already have three primary colors selected in your shadow color. For example, in this painting I have a tallow blue red shade and a permanent rose for the purple mix, so that's already my red and my blue sorted. And I have Hansa Yellow Deep, or if you're using a different brand, it could be New Gamboge or Indian Yellow for the stamen, so that's my yellow. So what am I going to do with these three? Let's start with the yellow. That's my Hansa Yellow Deep. And what happens if I mix it in my green? It lightens it. And that lighter green will do for the parts where the light is hitting your foliage and it's a little bit lighter than the parts that are underneath. Now, how about the red? I have permanent rose. This is my pure green again. What happens when I mix the permanent rose with the pure green? It makes it duller. It mutes it down, so it's not as bright as it was. And that is closer to the natural color of the foliage. You can get a whole range of greens that are more muted. And then my blue. So again, starting with the pure Hooker's Green. And I'm adding tallow blue red shade, and that darkens it. And this is the trick. With only three primary colors, you have your starting green. You can lighten it, you can mute it, or you can darken it using three primary colors you've already used in a painting. That's all you need. And if you want to do both at the same time, for example, if you need to mute it and darken it, then you can use two primary colors. A bit of permanent rose to mute it, and a bit of blue to darken it. And then you get a really dark green. Or you might want to mute it and lighten it. I'm lightening it with the yellow and muting it with the red. So it's lighter, but it's also less bright. Can use a bit more pink, and the more pink I use, the more muted it's gonna get until it gets that horrible khaki green. And that will work with any yellow, any red and any blue. So whichever primary color you use of each of these three, you will get the same result. Obviously not the same colors, but the same effect. Now to recap, as you have your base green, if you want to lighten it, add yellow. If you want to mute it down, add red. And if you want to darken it, add blue. Or any combination of two of these to do two effects at the same time. Now you can go and play and do this exercise with a range of different greens as a base, like sap green or viridian works well too. And then play with that and add different yellows, different reds and different blues and see what you get. But stick to that general rule and you'll be okay. I hope you enjoyed this little video. As usual, I'm making a longer version with different examples and more tips for my Patreon subscribers. I'll put a link in the box below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and don't hesitate to leave me comments. I always read them and I answer them, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Happy painting! Bye!